Hi, it's Cheryl with Caribou Country Lifestyle. So I'm finally getting to start my seeds. I'm pretty excited about this. So far I have got my dirt already. This was dirt that I had from previous years and it was pretty dried out. So I decided to, I want to use it up because I have all new dirt. And so I ended up putting quite a bit of water in this one to get it so that it was had the right moisture to the dirt so that the seeds would have a better chance of germination. It's Saturday, February the 26th, and today I am going to be starting my geranium seeds and my impatiens. I'm also going to be starting some Verbena and Snapdragons. I also have some echinacea that I'm going to be starting as well. I was going to start some celery today, but with the celery I'm going to soak the seeds overnight. So I will soak those seeds tonight and I will start those, I guess, tomorrow. As far as the pansies, I had to pre-chill the seeds 24 hours before, so that was me taking out the pansy seeds from the fridge, and now I'm ready to start. So what I've done is I'm starting with the pansy seeds, and I've just dumped them out onto a plate because I wanted to know how many pansy seeds I had, and I have 27 seeds, so I'm going to be splitting it up on this smaller tray because with the pansies, I am going to be putting, once I plant the seeds on the soil, I will be putting them in, having a dark cover over them, so they will be in darkness until they germinate. And then in this tray, I am going to be putting the geranium seeds, my verbena, and my, and my snapdragons in this tray as well, because they will need the darkness, but they are also going to need warmth. So I have set up an area in my furnace room because I have picked up a heat mat that I ordered online, but I'm still waiting for it to come in the mail. And once I have it in the mail, then I'll be able to use that as well. I used to have a heating mat and I guess either it quit working, but I've gotten rid of it somewhere down the line. And so I decided to pick up a new one. So I'm gonna start planting these seeds. These are the pansy seeds. And I'm just putting 6 seeds in each of these trays, or each of these cells. And with the pansy seeds, I'm going to be just covering them a little bit and with a little bit of soil, and then I'm going to put a dark cover over it so that they will be in total darkness. And I figured, well, with 27 seeds, I can start 6 seeds in each cell, and then the 5th cell is only going to have 3 seeds in it. But I wanted to figure out exactly where I was at with doing these. I like to put them on the plate, so then I know I can, these are actually bigger than a lot of other seeds that I plant where they're so small that it's hard to grab just one seed, but these ones are quite a bit bigger and they seem to be easier to handle. So I actually didn't need this one tray of dirt. So I'm going to space these out a little bit better than what I have. And I'll just put a little bit of this dirt over top of them. You just have to put a small sprinkling of dirt over top of the seeds. They don't lightly cover them. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's it for that one. We'll just put this off to the side here for now. Actually, I'll just put it right here behind me so it's out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to start these geranium seeds. And these, I got exactly 10 seeds in this little tiny foil pouch. I've never received geranium seeds this way, so you just have to open it up. I'm going to dump them onto my plate, and I will plant these into these cells. And I think this one I had exactly 10 seeds, so I'm just going to put 5 in each cell. And then later when I transplant them, then I'll transplant them into a little bit larger of a cell. And they'll be transplanted on their own. So that's that 10. Now I am going to make up a little tag for these geraniums. So I am going to be doing the Verbena. This is just an upright variety of Verbena. I also have a trailing variety of Verbena too. And this one is burgundy Verbena. And it has a little white eye in the center of the flower. So I think it's going to be pretty stunning. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to put 6 in each. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I find that if I count it out in my out loud, 1, 2, then I don't forget where I left off. 4, and then I'm not putting too many in one spot. That's 6, and these are fairly large seeds, easy to be able to pick one up at a time. Don't have to worry about them being too small. Okay. For these, and this is going to be trailing. Verbena. Oops, forgot my R. Trailing Verbena. So that is going to be there. So this one is just my geraniums. Then these 6 are my burgundy Verbena, the upright, and then these 4 are the trailing Verbena, and I am going to lightly cover all of these as well. Just use the last of what I got here. For top, just like this, to cover it, and then that way it'll keep the light from coming in, and it'll be in total darkness, which is exactly what it has said to have the best results as far as that goes. So now I can start my start my Snapdragons. So I'm going to put these into my furnace room so that they will have the warmth that they need. And then what I need to do is I'm going to check on them daily to see how they're doing. Once they have germinated and have sprouted up through the ground or through the dirt, with the verbena can take anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to germinate. So they're going to take a lot longer to be able to germinate. Maybe that was the reason I haven't been successful with the verbena, is because I've probably been too impatient, and you don't really pay attention to how many weeks have passed by. But I have my calendar, and I'm going to be writing on my calendar everything that I'm starting today, and I will also make a note that it will take 3 to 4 weeks for the verbena to germinate. With my pansies, I'm also going to be covering them and having them in darkness, but they don't need the warmth that the verbena and the geraniums need. So I'm just going to be covering them in darkness and having them on a shelf. And they take anywhere from 10 to 20 days to germinate. And then once they have germinated, then I'll have them out under the lights also. So the next ones that I'm going to be doing will be my Snapdragons. So I planted my Snapdragon seeds. I have them over under my lights right now. With Snapdragon seeds, when you plant your seeds, you just want to plant them on top of the dirt, and then you're not going to cover Snapdragon seeds. They want the light. They don't need the heat underneath the tray, so I don't have to worry about having them in a warm room or to have a heat mat underneath to get them germinating. So I just have to make sure I that I sow the seeds on top of the dirt, and then I don't cover them. So I've done that. We are in a zone 3 area, and with that we have about 100 to 110 days of a growing season in our area. I do live in the interior of British Columbia. We have a short season. Last year I tried a lot of new varieties that I've never tried before, and I found that some varieties, when you're having to go over 80 days, it can be hard to make sure that they are fully developed and are producing the vegetables before it freezes. Now, some of your vegetables can handle a bit of a light frost, whether you're starting it early in the spring or if it's at the end of the season, like broccoli, for instance, and cabbage and cauliflower. They can handle a light frost. Brussels sprouts can handle a light frost. So can rutabagas, turnips, carrots. They're okay with a light frost. And if it's around 0 degrees, that's okay. It's when it's getting into the harder frosts, into your -3, -4, and colder, those are when you don't want to be having your vegetables still outside. And as far as tomatoes and peppers, those ones they can't handle even a light frost. You want to make sure that you have those brought in before a light frost. I am going to be sticking with a lot of the seeds that I grow, plants that I know that have done well for me. I'm definitely going to be sticking with those. I have ordered some new seeds that I've never tried before. Hi, so it's the next day, Sunday, February the 27th. I ended up deciding to carry on with this video. I ended up soaking my celery seeds overnight, and I'm getting ready to plant them. When I did my celery last year, that could be why it didn't turn out. I didn't soak my celery seeds, and from what I read, it speeds up the germination. And so I started soaking them yesterday, and I have them ready to go. I'm just waiting I've got my dirt in my cells, and I'm just waiting for it to soak up some water. I've watered them from the bottom, so it would soak that water up. And these celery that I'm starting, they need light. Once you've planted the seeds, you just do a light topping of dirt over top of the seeds, but they need light. They need about 21 degrees Celsius for temperature wise. So I picked up another heat mat. I ended up finding one today, and it was $30 on sale for $20. So I ended up picking up another heat mat because I did order one online, but it hasn't come in yet. I'm assuming that some of my stuff will be coming in this next week, so I can't wait to get that. So I picked up this other heat mat, and I'm going to put these, once I've planted the celery seed, I'm going to put them on that heat mat, and then I'll have lights. My lights are hooked up onto a timer so that they're coming on at 5 in the morning, and then they're automatically turning off at 8 o'clock at night. So I have that set up. I was gonna also mention that another thing that I have tried, or that I am ordering that I haven't tried before, and it is called mashed potato hybrid squash. So the squash itself is kind of like oblong shape, like an acorn squash, but the outside of it is white, and it actually grows on a semi-compact vine. And when you open it up and you take the seeds out, and then you would bake it, but the flesh of it, when it's been mashed, it resembles like a mashed potato flesh. So from what the description says, it's a good alternative if you're looking for something a little bit more low carb. So I'm going to check it out. It says it takes 90 days. So it's kind of going to be like your regular winter squash. That's going to take longer than your zucchinis. But I'm pretty excited about trying this out. It has here that the average squash is about 1.5 pounds in weight. So yeah, I can't wait to get that and try that. I also I said I had ordered a red carrot. It's actually an atomic red. So I've never tried that before either. It was in the description, it was saying that when you cook it, it actually gets a brighter red in color. I found with the purple haze, that was one thing I didn't like about the purple haze, was when you cooked it that it turned your water gray, or if you added it to a soup, it would actually turn the water gray color. It's not the most attractive looking when it comes to something like that, and I didn't find them overly sweet either. Another one have ordered that I'm getting in is the bull's blood beets. So the tops are actually a deep burgundy color, and you can use the tops in just the same as you would for beet greens. You can also put them in a salad, and then your beet, it's a sweet tasting candy stripe brown. So yeah, I think that's going to be fun to try as well. So what I'm going to do is, these are ready. I soaked my seeds in a little dish with a little bit of water, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump out the water, and then I'm going to put 2 seeds in each spot that I'm going to sow 2 together. And then what I'll do is I'll wait and see which one comes up with the strongest stem, and then I'll pick out from there. But I'm going to be starting probably about 24 plants, and I'm only going to be growing 6 for myself, and then I'll probably just sell the other plant starts at the local farmers market. So I'm just going to dump out this water. I got my celery seeds. I was trying to empty the water out of the dish that I had those celery seeds soaking. That wasn't the easiest thing to do. So what I ended up doing was just kind of fishing out a few seeds out of the dish, and then I was just rolling them in my fingers, because my fingers are still dry, so I was rolling them in my fingers, and then I just kept looking at my finger to see if there was a seed stuck to my fingers, and they ended up dropping on the top of the soil, and so I finally got them seeded on top of the soil, and then I put a light dusting of soil over top of them. So these celery seeds are planted and ready to go. So next, what I'm going to end up doing is I have a notebook here that I purchased, and I'm going to be writing down all the seeds that I have started. I put the date down, what seed it was that I started, and then I'm going to keep track of how long it took for them to germinate. I'll make a note of that, just so that I am familiar with how they are going in this 2022 season. And so far I just did the celery. I have 2 kinds of Snapdragons, 2 kinds of Verbena, and next week I will be starting some more seeds, so I'll definitely have you join me for another video for that. So yeah, the gardening season is started, and I am so happy to be starting. So happy planting, have a great rest of your Sunday, and thanks for joining me. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, you might want to throw in a subscribe as well. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye for now.